This time around, we're going to go green. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, over 14,000 horsepower, $750,000, ready to go, green flag status. Angela, I need you up this way, please. Thank you. I need you up here to the announcer's area, please. Okay, we're getting ready to go. Lights out, we're getting ready to go green. Here we go, the green's unfolded, we're up the speed and racing in his first twin 35. Down the back straightaway, Clayton Houston, Unimarch number 1, takes off with the lead. Look at this beautiful sight of color and rainbow spectacle. Out of 4 at 120 on the front straightaway. Everybody's stringing out and still battling side. We're 3 wide in the middle pack. Look at Erickson. Oh, he gets cut off there to back straight. My goodness, trying to make a 3 wide move. And it's Clayton Houston stretching out the lead. Everybody battling. They're on back. Bob Sibler running in the second place spot. Rick Miller hangs on to third. Here comes Bobby Henry to the low side of Ken Imler Jr. Imler and Haas to stake at Seahawks. 87 on the outside. Continues to fall back. Here comes Glenn Gold through. Gold makes it through for the 5th place position. Charging Charlie Cregan down to the low side of Imler's automobile. Tim Ice also trying to make that move. Clayton Houston, the 58-year-old veteran down the back straight, holds by 6 car lengths over Cibula. Turns 1 and 2. The battle struggle continues. Look at this. Cregan and Galt working up through this field. We're running in 5th and 6th respectively. Ice in the 7th place position. Down the front straightaway. Side by side through the middle of the field. Oh, we got a spin in 3 and 4. Initially, Brad King Cole loops the car, and then repercussions the 7th automobile. Cooney Cole car of Alan Shaw's gets crossed up. 25 automobiles starting this first 35-lap main for the John Auto Parts Pure Later Late models. Here we go. It's up to Clayton Houston to set the pace. Out of 3 and 4. He gets on it. The green's unfolded. We're up the speed and racing. Battle working. Look at Ice down to the low side of Craig, and that is a battle for the 6th place position. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a mechanical Caterpillar all hooked up in this battle for the lead down the front straight at 120. Clayton Houston is one of the hardest drivers to get by, and if there's one driver that can try to make that effort, it certainly is Bob Sibler. He's spent, it seems, eons racing on the pavement all throughout this part of the country, and he certainly knows how to set up a car and the strategy that it takes to get by such a hard charger like the one at Clayton Houston. The Unimarch convenience store machine fades up high now. Sibler attacks on the low side, very close to the down the back straight, side by side, wheel to wheel with all this talent behind him. Sibler and Houston still continue this battle. Houston up high, Sibler down low. Side by side, wheel to wheel, fender to fender. Charging Charlie Cregan and Glenn Gold in fourth side by side. All kinds of position struggle. Look at Clayton Houston hang on to the outside. The Martinelli racing 93 of Bob Sibler trying to burst through the low side. Oh my goodness, a mass and a high pilot still not able to do it. Look at Miller there. Oh, we got them all jammed up. A proverbial roadblock in a classic battle at the Lower Highlands Oval. Into turns 1 and 2. Sibler and Houston continue. We're not going to do this again for a million laps. We've done it already a couple times last year, once this year, and they continue side by side, wheel to wheel. Unbelievable racing at the Lower Highlands Oval. Oh, look at this. Almost disaster. Oh, Sibler gets crossed up. Rick Miller dives to the low side. Miller dives through down into turns 1 and 2. Bobby Henry right there. My, oh my, roll the dice on this game down the back straightaway. Clayton Houston up for the task, holds the difference of about 2 car lengths. Now Rick Miller begins to reel them in. The Power Flow 19 machine begins to close in down the front straight. Clayton Houston up high. Here comes, oh, Gold off the pace. Something happens with Gold. Now he picks it back up. But some position changes. Here's Rick Miller, the next to challenge on Clayton Houston. The young line with the 58-year-old veteran on the outside. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Look at Bob Sibley's come right back up in this battle. Oh, Rick Miller gets the car crossed up, carbon copy of Sibley. But Sibley can't take advantage down to the low side. Bobby Henry gets into this thing. The 42 and charging Charlie Cragen. We work lap 13, and I'm not going to last with this call. These guys are really doing the job down the front straight. Unbelievable racing. Tiger Tom Erickson wants to join this. Donnybrook out of turn 2. Clyde Houston on that point position, race fans. Any senior citizen in the Western Hemisphere has got to be rooting for Clyde. Here comes Cragen. Cragen on the outside. It's time to pull the plug in the back to drain the water. Get on, dry off. Sergeant Charlie Cragen's on the roll. He's got box to the inside. Cibola. Now Rick Miller can see the big red machine. Look at Cragen. Does he have the afterburners on or what? This car's flying through the field. Unbelievable. Down the front straight. Clayton Houston holds on. Rick Miller in second. Cragen now will try the outside of Miller's automobile. Clayton fades up high. Cragen with no racing room in front as these two drivers stay ahead of him. 16th circuit. Twin 35s for the John Auto Parts Cheerleader late models. Clayton Houston hangs on to the outside. Rick Miller tries the low side. Charging Charlie Cragen anxious to strike. They go into 1 and 2. This feature is the only feature tonight that counts for Winston Racing Series points. The second one does not. This is a final Winston Racing Series point event in Western Pennsylvania. And Cragen would dearly love to try to notch a win here and help in his efforts to the national championship. But he fades back to third. Now looks to the low side of Rick Miller's automobile. Everybody jammed up. Here comes Tiger Tom Erickson. Look at Erickson, race fans. Erickson anxious to make a move. He goes to the outside of Cragen. How about this one, race fans? Oh, we've got a tremendous battle out of turn 4. My goodness, everybody's stacked up in this final Winston Racing Series event. We're at the cross flags, and it's still a roll of the dice, so who can win this? Clyde Houston on the outside. Miller makes a bend to the low line. Erickson right there with Cragen. Oh, it looks like a high-speed parade lap. Rick Miller breaking through for the lead. Look out! Look out! Oh, no! Oh, up in the air goes Henry. Oh, my. It is Clayton Houston on the point, followed by Rick Miller. Charging, Charlie Cragen striking, but don't count out Tom Erickson. Here we go. It's up to the veteran, the lead, this orchestra of horsepower out of turns 3 and 4. He does work green and racing. And Cragen gets to jump down. And look at this! Oh, we could have had disaster in the front straight. Rick Miller says, oh, no, you don't. And Cragen did a masterful job of holding on to the car. And now, look, Glenn Galt's come alive now. Galt's back in this thing. So is Tiger Tom Erickson to the high side. Wow, what fantastic driving by Cragen to keep that car under control. Into 1 and 2, and the battle continues. It rages on. Clayton Houston up. Here comes charging Charlie Cragen. Down to the low side of Rick Miller in the battle for second. They work into turns 3 and 4. We're on the 21st circuit. Side by side, wheel to wheel, the intensity grows in this fight for the point position. Cragen sneaks to the low side, gets by, goes right after Clayton Houston. Clayton Houston charging Charlie Cragen. Cragen bursts through down the back straight. Houston tries to come back up, but Cragen breaks through for the point position. Glenn Galt, Tom Erickson, look at this. Cragen not running away, and oh my! Oh, inches away from each other on the front straight. Oh! Another almost a disaster. Too many near disasters to call, race fans. Out of turn 2, look at this, look at Erickson. Erickson on the move in an Evan Trucking Ultralight Brakes 36. He dives to the low side of Clayton Houston. This is a struggle for third place position. And Tiger Tom Erickson trying to work that low side. He said he's going to use tonight as a warm-up for next weekend Snap-on Tolls 100. Well, I think he's forgotten about the warm-up, and he's going for the win. Glenn Galt now doing the same. The American Title and Trust 32 Buick Regal-bodied Port City chassis machine dives to the low side of Clayton Houston in the struggle for the fourth place position down the front straightaway. Meanwhile, Tom Erickson continues the pressure on Rick Miller's automobile. Miller fades up high. Here comes Tiger Tom, race fans. Tom Erickson, 6-time winner at the Lower Highlands Oval, dives down the back straightaway and takes over the second place position. The Riverside Supermarkets Buy Low Foods Laurel Highlands winner, now up to the second place position, sets his sights on the charging one. There's a gap there, and we'll measure the difference in that gap. We'll see if there's any closing of the gap or whether Cragen has control of this event. Sergeant Charlie Cragen down the front straight. About 1.5 seconds ahead of Tiger Tom Erickson. Here is Glenn Galt moving up through the field, race fans. Galt now into the third place position down the back straightaway. Cragen with time on his side, lap 27 in the record books. And Tom Erickson is beginning to close, race fans. Erickson ever so slightly is closing, but with only 9 laps remaining, it becomes a question of whether Erickson can close the gap and then make the challenge. Meanwhile, Cragen, with 3 remaining Winston Racing Series events coming into this weekend, is trying to make it a perfect weekend. He won both at Motordrome last night, and he continues to hold command of this event in the final Winston Racing Series points event. The second feature will be track points only. As we work through turns 3 and 4, Cragen still holding this advantage down the front straight. Lap 29, there are 6 remaining. Man, look at the battles going on when you go back to Clayton Houston, 5th on back. Everybody still scurrying back there. Feature winners back there fighting it out for position. Down the front straightaway. Sergeant Charlie holds that advantage over Tom Erickson. On the front straightaway, the charging one continues this pace, holding that distance by some 8 car lengths. Time on the side of the driver from Hopewell, Pennsylvania, only 4 laps remaining. Tom Terrific Erickson. Oh, look at this! Jimmer Singer, look out! He hits the wall, becomes airborne, and almost goes over. Didn't see how that happened in turn 2, but captures the wall and then goes up on the driver's side. Door looks over, says hello to the pavement. The driver from Hopewell, Pennsylvania, only 4 laps remaining. Tom Terrific Erickson. Oh, look at this! Jimmer Singer, look out! He hits the wall, becomes airborne, and almost goes over. Didn't see how that happened in turn 2, but captures the wall and then goes up on the driver's side. Door looks over, says hello to the pavement, eyeball to eyeball, or eyeball to pavement, that is. The car floats right back down, and Tom Erickson has an opportunity here. This is entirely a strategy game. Do you hit the brakes, slow the guy behind you, and then jump on the throttle? Look at Erickson right there, glued to his back bumper. Cragen gets going, Erickson stays with him. Look at Rick Miller. Miller gets to jump on Galt, and Bob Sibler trying to do the same. Into turns 1 and 2, charging. Charlie Cragen works the middle groove, and that car works superbly. Now Galt able to come up through here and challenge Miller once again. Tom Terrific Erickson begins to close into turns, but charging Charlie Cragen has him out of the turns. Time is running out in this event. Look at this battle for third, side by side, Miller and Galt. They continue the struggle, and Galt makes it through, reclaims third. Oh my goodness, Cibula down to the low side with Rick Miller right there. Tom Erickson is not letting Cragen run away with it, but it's one thing to pressure and it's another thing to pass. Erickson begins to close once again. This time there are 2 circuits remaining. Tiger Tom Erickson is closing up to the back bumper of the 42 of charging Charlie Cragen. Erickson right there, race fans. He's ready to strike, but the charging one determined to grab this Winston Racing Series event. Here comes Erickson. Erickson trying to low side. The white flag. 1 lap to go into turns 1 and 2. Erickson tries high. Cragen's right there. Erickson sets up low. Out of turn 2, Cragen denies him the opportunity. Less than a half a lap remaining in 3 and 4. Here comes Cragen, working the middle groove. Erickson will try to low side, but Cragen, no. Cragen stays right there and takes the win. But got a crash in 3 and 4. A minor altercation in 3 and 4 at the top of the checkered between Lonnie Vaughn at 03 and Vince Randisi at 57. Field tightens up. The lights are out. We're ready to explode in this 25 circuit main for the AC Delco Pro Stocks. Elke Cunningham on the point with Dennis Perigo. Perigo gets the big jump where Green End Racing. three wide in the middle of the field. Mabel says it's feature time for the mayonnaise. Look at Denny Wingard. Will they make it? Will they make it? Look at this. Oh, we got to make it. Will we make it through one lap? Oh, my. Great driving there to hold three grooves for a half a lap in his division. Perigo on the point position. Look at the multiple grooves taken by all these drivers. Perigo holds on to the lead. The 87 of Butch Durkis right there running second. Bob Sprott, Castle in third. Elke Cunningham continues to look impressive despite falling back to fourth. Denny Wingard hooked up on the outside, making his move around Chucky Kessler trying to box him in, but Elke Cunningham's directly ahead of him. Butch Durkis pressuring the driver who made the transition to the pavement this season. Himself very impressive. Denny Perigo holds on to the lead with Butch Durkis on the low side. Oh, watch this battle for the, oh, we got a spin down the back straight. Look out. Wow, wow, wow. How about that, race hands? How about that one? Unbelievable. Oh, Joey Chilwood, eat your heart out. Green is out, and we're up to speed and racing once again down the front straight. And watch this battle for the lead. Here comes Brock Castle, next with Machinery Caterpillar automobile. Dives to the low side on Butch Durkis. They battle for second. Elke Cunningham, look at Elke Cunningham. Third or fourth time ever behind the wheel of a pavement car. And look at this battle for the lead on the fourth circuit. And Castle breaks through for the point position as they work down the front straight in this high-speed looking. High-speed parade lap. I'll get it together yet. Oh, I'm too fired up tonight, folks. This battle for second, Perigo hanging on to it. Elke Cunningham pressuring his back bumper. That's certainly one live call that'll never make it into the show, Steve, as they work out a four. Here's this battle for fourth. Mr. Outside Ron Delano Jr. is playing Mr. Inside right now. Working a look. Oh, Elke Cunningham to be expected at some time to cross the car. What a beautiful job he did at taking control of the automobile, though. They continue this battle with Sprout. Castle tries to run away with it, but there's plenty of talent certainly capable of running him down on the front straight. My goodness. Position battles coming right up to the outside retaining wall. Three wide in the middle of the pack, but this battle for second rages on. We focus on that on lap 7. Chuck Kessler now trying to work the outside of Denny Perigo. He's working that outside groove. Meanwhile, Ron Delano Jr. and Denny Wingard becoming part of the picture. 62 and 49 respectively. Cunningham has problems on the low side. Here comes Delano. Delano will try the outside on him. Cannot make the move. Sprout Castle and the Paul Zorzio and Beckwith Machinery Caterpillar car continues to pace the field. Keeping his fingers crossed. We hope they're on the steering wheel. Into turns 1 and 2, this battle for second rages on. Perigo down to the low side, up high goes Chuck Kessler. Kessler now trying to turn on the afterburners. Perigo continues to hold him off. The guy in the 1 and the 47, Denny Perigo and Elke Cunningham respectively. First time ever running pavement this year, and look at these guys running in the top 5. This battle for second is getting too much heat in the kitchen, race fan. Oh, you almost feel like something is going to happen here. All kinds of different position grooves. Look at Dunbar. He goes to the outside of Delano as they continue a battle for a top 5 position down the front straight. Into 1 and 2. The recipient of all this position jockeying is the 8 of Bob Sprott Castle III. He's able to stretch it out. The more these other drivers try different grooves and slow their overall pace as they continue this fender to fender. Oh my goodness, bumper tagging action down the front straight. We work on the 12th circuit, and Perigo's still right there holding on to second. Everybody else taking shots high and low trying to get around him. Sprout Castle holds on to that lead spot. Side by side, Elke Cunningham breaks through for a second and out. Now the floodgate opens on Perigo. Here comes a 0-7 of Jeff Dunbar. Ron Delano Jr. trying to get through here. Falling back off the pace, Denny Wingard. Wingard, who won last week, is mysteriously slowing and falling off the pace. Wingard's automobile, they've been plagued with problems. They're either the fastest thing out there or have mechanical problems, and it appears it's the latter in this event this evening. Watch Jeff Dunmar, race fans. He's closed up on Cunningham's automobile as Frank Castle continues to lead this event. Jeff Dunmar, as we work lap 15, still time to run down the leaders, but Dunmar has the task of trying to get around this young lion from Hagerstown. Elkie Cunningham holding on to it, a former street stock champion on the dirt, and he's doing a superlative job. Here comes Mr. Outside, Ron Delano Jr. He now moves up to the 4th place position and tries to close on these top automobiles. We work on the 17th circuit. It's still Bob Sprott, Castle the 3rd now. Up high goes Elkie Cunningham. Here comes Jeff Dunmar down to the low side. Cunningham denies it to him. Jeff Dunmar will try the low side. Your track champion trying the low side in the Henson and Son 47 machine of Elkie Cunningham. But Cunningham is up for the task. Dunmar will try that low side once again. Into the pits comes Kerry Tadera with the United Jewelers 15. Here's this battle for second raging on. Dunmar will try to low side once again on Cunningham. Cunningham denies in the opportunity. Look at Chuck Kessler. Behind the 62, Ron Delano. They battle now. It is for the 4th place position. Dunmar, after trying low on the 47, now decides to set up on the high side. Dunmar is a veteran, but Cunningham denies it right on the front straight. So close to the outside retaining wall. Now look at Dunmar. Oh, did he outfox the young lion? He went high. Cunningham went up to block him, and Dunmar said goodbye. Well, that's just a matter of experience. Cunningham, in years to come, will be just as tough, but Dunmar showed him a little bit of schooling here. Big crash in 3. Big crash in 3. Oh, in number 2, Denny Wingers in 2, but in 3, Tracy Potter, perhaps with a tire cut down, spark surfing down there, collecting Perigo into the outside retaining wall, and it brings out the caution with only 5 laps remaining. And also the World Travel 7 Springs most popular driver in this division. Or will Mr. Outside Ron Delano Jr. work his magic on the cushion, so to speak, of this racetrack? It'll be up to Sprott Castle. Once he jams the throttle, we're back to green flag status. There are only 5 laps remaining. Castle gets on it, and he outfoxes. Oh, look at this. Elkie Cunningham outfoxed. Dunmar gets the worst of it. Here comes Ron Delano Jr. Delano works his outside magic, trying to get around Dunmar. Now begins the pressure. Down the back straightaway. Castle gets the advantage here with time running out. And now look at this, side by side, Dunmar and Delano. That will give opportunity for Castle to stretch out the lead, and everybody bearing down on Elkie Cunningham. Here comes Chucky Kessler and Bob Arsenberger doing the same. Now Dunmar goes to the low side. Cunningham says, where do I go? Where do I? Wow! Dunmar gets behind the low side. Cunningham running out of track to try to hold off the pressure, and Jeff Dunmar gets the upper hand. He begins to reel in Castle. Look at Dunmar with time running out. 4 laps remaining, and he's he's quickly reeling in Castle's automobile. It'll be some time, though. Maybe not enough time to close in, let alone make a challenge for the pass. We will see. Chucky Kessler off the pace down the back straight. A top 5 running machine off the pace. There are 2 laps to go. Jeff Dunmar, in a desperate attempt, begins to close. Castle now with only 2 car lengths ahead. Dunmar's reeling him in, race fans. We got ourselves a shootout. They dive down into turns 3 and 4. Jeff Dunmar right to the back bumper. Castle's car. This time, the white flag, 1 second remaining. The backup machinery Caterpillar car right there. Jeff Dunmar glued to the back bumper. They work out a turn 2, lap traffic ahead. Dunmar says hello, how do you do? Less than a half a lap remaining. Castle down low, Dunmar up high. They work through 3 and 4. Dunmar with a last ditch effort. Castle stays low, here comes Dunmar. And it's Castle. Wow, Sprott Castle. He's out of the car. Can hear you. Nice round of applause for Bob Spratt-Kossel III. Here we go. Field tightens up down the back straight. Rosa on the point. I got to grab that birthday again. I'll be back later for that. We need you away from the fence, please. Please go back to your seats. It gets crazy down here. It gets crazy. Please back to your seats. The green's out. We're racing. Nick, Rosa, and here's Carl Tavera to the outside. They go drag racing into turns 1 and 2. We're trying to make it 3 wide. Mabel keeps her hand near the refrigerator door in the Thunder and Lightning division. Somebody call the commissioner, Westmoreland County, and open the gates as we head west into turns 3 and 4. Tavera holding the point position. Rosa down low. Boyd Wiggin. Oh my! Oh, I thought we were going to have a major problem on the front straight, trying to make it 3 wide, but Will wisely moves out of the position, and we continue green flag status. Tavera down the back straightaway, looking for a career first. Nick Rosa winning by default last night at Motordrome when Coral didn't pass post-race inspection. Captured a career first. Boyd Wingard up there. Ryan Audi in the Heminger ride. That black and silver machine for tonight in this final event for the Steel Street Stocks in 1993. Dave Wilt goes to the outside in a battle for fourth. Wood on the outside of Audi's automobile. They struggle out of turn 4, and he breaks through for fourth. Satoski, your track champion, out of the event, slowing down. For Satoski, it will not be a win tonight. He slows down. We continue down the back straight. Rosa hangs on to the second place position. Boyd Wingard on the low side. Dave Wilt trying to make the move. They work it out in this battle side by side for third place position down the front straightaway. On the back straight, Tavera continues holding on to the lead. Now Wilt has the wick turned up on Haas's taken Seahawks machine. He works the low side of Rosa's automobile in this struggle for the bridesmaid spot. Down the front straightaway, takes over the second place position. Boyd Wingard hangs on to fourth. 73 of Mark Berkey trying the outside of Audi's automobile. Trying to make this move for the fifth place position. Now we're stacking them all up. A proverbial thunderstorm out of 4 with the Steel Street Stock division. Here comes Wilt. He goes to the low side on Tavera. They dive into turns 1 and 2 side by side. Wilt power sliding their automobiles out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Dave Wilt hanging on to it on the low side. Tavera up high, momentarily 3 wide with lap traffic there. We continue this struggle for the lead. Out of 4, Wilt has taken over the point position on the 7th circuit. Off the pace, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, down the back straight off the pace. Slowing down, trying to make it back to the pits. And I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Yellow comes out. Right there to see to it that they get a piece of the action here on the restart. 20 circuits we go, 8 in the record book, 12 remaining. Out of 3 and 4. The greens unfolded, we're up to speed and racing. Marty Edwards in the middle of the field trying to make a move on the outside of Hollywood Heminger. But Heminger denies the opportunity, goes to the outside of Mark Berkey. Berkey and Heminger side by side, wheel to wheel, and look at Heminger, he's on the move. He has now positioned himself to the 5th place spot, sets his sights on Boyd Wingard's automobile. They battle for the 4th place position in turns 3 and 4. Heminger trying to make the move, working up high out of 4 down the front straight. Lawrence Stahl Jr. off the pace in the back of the field. We continue this front position battles though. Wilt holds on to it. Haas is stake at CS John Auto Parts Machine. The 5 of Trevero right there running second. Trevero hanging on to the second place spot. Rosa right there in third. The distant fourth is Heminger. He's gotten around Wingard. He's trying to close up on this position battle situation for the top 3. We are halfway down in this event. Trevero still trying to close in on Wilt's automobile. Nick Rosa running in third, followed by Heminger, Boyd Wingard, Marty Edwards. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Sean the Bullet Beam. Lay Bullet has gone to the low side of Berkey, and the Bullet's coming up through this field. Oh, look at this battle for third. Look at Heminger glued to the back bumper of Rosa's automobile. Literally glued to the back bumper in his effort to try to make that pass. No one seems to be able to close in on Wilt as we have 7 laps remaining. Mike Heminger down the front straight has taken over the third place spot, continues his march up through the field. It's a march that even John Philip Sousa would be proud of. Heminger continues trying to close up through this field. He begins to close in on Carl Trevero. Look at Heminger making his move up through this field again. Off the pace. In turn 3 and 4, we may get a yellow on this. Oh, will this change the scenario, folks? Wilt's big lead is gone. Oh, no! My! I thought we almost took out our second place car. We know that much so far. Lights out. We're ready for the restart. 5 laps remaining. Green's unfolded. We're up to speed and racing. Into turns 1 and 2, Wilt right again tries to establish his lead over Trevero. He's able to do it, but watch Heminger. Heminger begins to pressure on Trevero. Oh, Boyd Wingard has problems down the back straight. Marty Edwards goes to the low side of him, as well as Sean the Bullet Beam. Beam tries the low side on Boyd Wingard. Very close together those automobiles are as they battle for the 6th place position. Here comes Hollywood Heminger. He wants to be part of this big picture show when they roll the credits. He goes to the outside of Trevero's automobile. This is the battle for the bridesmaid spot. Plenty of time left in this event. Heminger works that line. Here's this battle for second. Down the back straightaway, Mike Heminger now into second place position. This time around, there will be 2 circuits remaining. Heminger begins to close in on Wilt, but does he have time in real estate? Wilt up for the task, holding on to the lead, but here comes Mike Hollywood Heminger. Dave Wilt with 1 win in the 93 season, trying to make it 2, a lap and a half remaining. Into turns 3 and 4. Wilt holds on to that point position, Heminger right there in second. This time around, the white flag, 1 circuit remaining. Heminger trying to close right up, but we are flat running out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the checker unfolds. Win number 2 in 93 for the Haas Stake and CS John Auto Parts English Chevrolet Chevelle of Duncansville, Pennsylvania's Dave Wilt. Heminger finishes second, followed by Trevero. "15 circuits. Our assistant NASCAR starter, Jake Flegel looks the field over. The greens unfolded. We're up to speed in racing. Oh, look at this. 3 wide. Look at Rimmel. Oh, we're not going to make it. Mitzi gets crossed up with Rimmel. Look out. Hang on to it, Mitzi. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Oh, my goodness. A major T-bone job in turn 2, and we're not talking about cooking on the grill. Let's see if everyone's okay. That's most important. The consideration right here. Barry DeSelva out of his. Mitzi's getting out of the car. Up the speed. The greens unfolded, and we're racing. In the back, we're 3 wide, but let's turn our attention up front. Thomas on the low side. Up high is Kevin Sander and the flying sign painter Dave Brunell. Brunell is 4 positions ahead of Scott Mitchell. He needs somehow to magically grab 5 more. He's got 5, now he's got 6 positions. Oh my goodness, look at this battle down the front straight. Dave Brunell takes off with the point position, and he's trying to go for the win. The flying sign painter right there can do no better than he's doing now. Mitchell, meanwhile, holds on to a top 10 position. Here, that is the battle for the track championship. Mitchell has it right now by 18 points. Right now, if the race would end this way, Mitchell would win by 6 points over Brunell. Brunell begins to stretch out the lead. Here comes Doug Shawless. Battle for second, race fans. Shawless goes to the low side of Sanders' automobile down the back straight. Jim and George Nicola, he's still trying the low side. Dave Brunell has been winless in the '93 season, and he wants to go out in a big way. Holding on to that lead as we work on the 4th circuit. Best battle on the track is for 3rd place position. Thomas, who was up there on the point, has dropped back. Sander, who was right with him on the front row, both those cars have been relegated back to 4th and 5th. Now Jimmy Friedline coming up through the field, and he's bringing the 76 of Dan Campbell and Scott Mitchell right with him. Up high goes Sander, and that allows the floodgate to open. Everybody putting on the mask and playing the cat burglar on the low side window opening. 4th place position now is Thomas, hanging on to it, followed by Friedline and Dan Campbell. Here comes Scott Mitchell. Look at this battle for the lead. Doug Shawless to the low side of Dave Brunell. Here comes Shawless, race fans. Another Shawless looking for a career first. This is Mitzi's brother, Doug. He dives to the low side. They work into turns 3 and 4. Doug Shawless, a Somerset, Pennsylvania resident, breaks through for the point position. Scott Mitchell now trying to make his move up through the field as we work on the 7th circuit. Mitchell, Naran's Auto Sale 20, is diving to the low side of Campbell. Dave Brunell in 2nd place position. Jim and George Nicola begins to close on him. Meanwhile, Mitchell, your current track champion down the back straight, continues the pressure. Doug Shawless looking for a career first at the halfway point with the Shawless screen printing. Woolly Fabrication number 7 continues to hold on to the lead. Jim and George Nicola, Homestead Automotive 32, has been a potent machine in the latter half of the '93 season. He begins to close up on the back bumper of the Hillview Motors number 1 of Dave Brunell. Right there on the back bumper of Brunell's automobile, exiting out of turn 2 down the back straight. battle for second. Nicola continues the pressure Brunel's automobile. 5 laps remaining. And I've only been doing this for 7 years. Figure out there's 5 laps remaining, Mike. Yup, thanks, Terry. Out of turn 4 in this battle for second. Jim and George Nicola trying the low side. Cannot make the move. Only 4 laps remaining. In command of the event is Doug Shawless, looking for that career first. 2 wide lap traffic in front of him, but that should dissipate by the time he gets there. Nicola, meanwhile, will try the low side of Brunel. In turn 1, Brunel closes the door on him. Still a gap left there to be able to do it. Next time around, there will be 2 circuits remaining. Doug Shawless holding up the family tree strong, so to speak. Mitzi out early. Doug looking for a career first. This time, 2 laps remaining, and Mitzi cheers on her brother down on the front straight. The whole family excited about this one. Shawless continues lacing through the lap traffic. Brunel, meanwhile, still holding up the pressure from the 32 of Nicola. If the race ends this way, Scott Mitchell will be your track champion in Integra Bank Pure Stocks for 1993. The white flag out, 1 circuit remaining. Into 1 and 2, Shawless on the point position, down the back straightaway, looking for a career first. Into 3 and 4, less than a half a lap remaining. This time around, the checker will unfold for another Shawless with a career first. This time it goes to Doug from Somerset. Across the line, Brunel finishes second. Your track champion coming across the line for 1993 will be Scott Mitchell. Go away for second, 35 left. Danny Villers on the point with Clayton Houston. Villers improving each and every week with an opportunity here on the pole. Let's see what he does with it. The Unimart's number 1 outside of him, Clayton Houston. Field tightens up in 3 and 4. Looking for the green flag from NASCAR Chief Starter Ron Brutt. Our final event of this evening. The green's unfolded. We're up to speed and racing. Oh, in the back of the field, almost disaster, but everything separates. But look at Villers. Cars high and low, 3 wide. Oh, no! My! Can we do it? We still, look at this! Oh, no! You didn't think it would work. It doesn't. What a great job everybody does. How about that, race fans? What a beautiful job of avoiding a major miscue. Here we go. Field tightens up in 3 and 4, looking for the green. And as everybody's rejoined this field, incredibly, the green's out and we're up to speed and racing. Into turns 1 and 2, Catone trying to take this lead, and he does from Clayton Houston down to back straight. Rick Miller crossed up a little bit, has to recorrect the automobile. Here comes, oh my goodness, look at my goodness, the way these cars juke and jive out there. Here comes Clayton Houston, back up on Mark Catone. Clayton Houston making that attempt on the outside. Catone gets crossed up, and the veteran on the outside challenges down the back straight. Villers into the pits. Catone fighting it out side by side with Clayton Houston, not giving him an inch, but the veteran right there inches away down the front straightaway. Mark Catone, not to be denied, holds on to the lead. Here comes Bob Civila. Bob Civila on the move, dies to the low side of Clayton Houston. Tim Ice on the move up through this field, dies to the low side of Rick Miller's automobile down the front straightaway. Oh, look out on the front straight. Wow. Tom Erickson crossed up. And what a job he did. What a beautiful job of keeping the car from being absolutely destroyed. He was probably sideways here, close to 100 miles an hour, and never made significant contact with the wall. Here we go. Clayton Houston on the point. Mark Catone will have the task of trying to get around the car once again. The green is out, and Clayton brings this orchestra horsepower up to speed at 120 on the front straight. Down the back straight, Tim Ice picks up where he left off, going to the low side of Rick Miller. Ice will break through, and the Iceman goes to the 4th place position. Look at this battle up front. Clayton Houston up high. Here comes Mark Catone down on the low side once again to make the challenge. Catone in a Ford of Greensburg Integra back Thunderbird. Dives to the low side. Clayton Houston fades up high. Hangs on to it though, and Catone tries that low line. Clayton up high again. Mark Catone trying to take advantage right there. Oh, I'll tell you what, Clayton Houston's a tough cookie to pass. He gets that lead and loves to hang on to it. Mark Catone, though, a rookie, won't take a back seat to anyone. Works on that low side. Bob Zibla, Tim Ice in the thick of this. We got a torrid battle at the Lower Highlands Oval again. Lap 7, Catone tries the low side. My, oh my, can these drivers really do the job out there. Look at this battle for the lead. Mark Catone side by side with Clayton Houston in a drag race down the front straight. Dirt tracking, power sliding the automobiles, keeping control and fighting for the lead. Both Clayton Houston and Mark Catone side by side, wheel to wheel. Oh, look out down the back straight. Oh my, crazy situation has happened. Spinning down the back straight. I never saw the beginning of it. Glenn Galt's car has spun into the infield, made contact with a vehicle in there. Glenn Galt's car spinning into the opening and making contact with a vehicle in there. And then Galt's car through the opening. That had already happened. I never saw it, but eyewitness. It'll be up to Clayton Houston to bring him around. Looking for the green flag. NASCAR Chief Starter Ron Brutt. And the greens unfolded. We're up to speed and back to racing on the 8th circuit. Mark Catone right there in second. Clayton Houston, though, with the advantage of the cool-down period, begins to stretch it out. Bob Zibla hangs on to third to 65 at Tim Ice, runs in a 4th place spot. Rick Miller in 5th, charging Charlie Craigentry on the low side of Miller. Into 1 and 2, Clayton Houston gets crashed up. Here comes Mark Catone. Catone sees the opening, throws on the mask like a cat burglar, but look at Clayton hang on to the outside. Mark Catone and Clayton Houston, oh, they fade up very close together in this battle for the lead. Down the front straight, side by side, wheel to wheel. Clayton Houston determined not to relegate this lead to the rookie Catone. Catone, meanwhile, continues his pressure. Look at Clayton come back up on him. Unbelievable down the back straight. We work on the 10th circuit, and Clayton Houston assumes a point position once again. Fades a little bit. Catone will try the low side. Charlie Craigentry in 5th, but look at this battle up front. Clayton Houston holds on to it. Mark Catone continues the pressure. Here comes Catone out of turn 4 to make the bid for the lead once again. Tim Ice trying to make a move. The Iceman goes to the low side of Cibla's machine. This is the battle for third down the back straight. Clayton Houston looking for his first win in '93 at the Lower Highlands Oval. The Iceman's on the move, race fans. He's up to the 3rd place spot. Lonnie Vaughn off the pace in the 0-3. Here's this battle for the lead, though. Zibla holding on to 4th. Craigentry is 5th. Rick Miller coming up through this field. Clayton Houston literally skating on the outer groove, trying to hang on, and he's doing a superlative job. Mark Catone cannot make the move on the low side. We work the 14th circuit. Look at the Iceman. Oh, is he hooked? Look at Ice, race fans. He dives on Catone's. Oh, my goodness, what a can opener job. And he did it in clean fashion. Look at Ice. Ice says it's time to pull the plug in the bathtub. Drain the water. The Iceman's flying, race fans. He's skating around those turns, puns included, down the back straight, and he takes some of the lead like everybody was sleeping out there. Wow! Tim Ice yet with a win in 1993 at the Lower Highlands Oval. He's won a motor drum. Now Catone says it's time to get moving. He gets through for 2nd. Bob Zibla says let me through for 3rd. Oh, and the 16th circuit, Tim Ice begins to stretch out this lead. Charlie Cragen holds on to 5th. The Iceman, whose car has been strong to see it go away in the latter half of many of these events, holds on to the lead in commanding fashion. Now, Clayton Houston having all kinds of handling problems. The car goes away. Bob Sibla in 3rd, Charlie Cragen in 4th, and the 19 of Rick Miller in 5th. The Iceman holds the point. Tim Ice continues with this lead. He's coming up on lap traffic. Mark Catone desperately trying to close in as we work on the 19th circuit. Ice will go up on the high side of Dave James. That gives Catone a chance to close. But the Iceman down the back straight continues to peel through lap traffic like a surgeon. Look at this. Bob Sibla and Charlie Cragen and Rick Miller beginning to close on Catone. Tim Ice, who's won the Snap-on Tools 100 during the Fall Festival 3 times, is looking right now for his first win in '93 at the Laurel Highlands Oval and a chance to set this car up for next week. There are 15 circuits remaining. Mark Catone cannot close, it appears. Charging Charlie Cragen and Bob Sibla, running 4th and 3rd respectively. Close up to the back bumper of Catone's automobile. Here comes the charging one. He sets up to the outside. Cragen now making the move, race fans. This is the battle for 3rd down the back straight. Robbie Marhefka, lap traffic right there. Cragen may not be able to make the move. He tucks down low. Marhefka, low lap traffic. Cragen can't make the move. Here comes Bob Sibla to the low side on Catone's automobile. Trying to make that move. This is the battle for 2nd. Catone's car beginning to go away. The Ford of Greensburg Integra Bank Thunderbird. Sibla right there. Oh, they have to muscle their way through to get by. Cragen now trying to do the same. Charging Charlie Cragen dives through. He makes it the 3rd. Here comes Rick Miller now. He's diving to the low side, trying to take over 4th. Tim Ice has this field covered. He is hooked and flying. Oh boy, it's a whole new ball game. Randy Mark gets together, I believe, with Danny Villers, brings out the yellow and the lead that Ice has. Ice will come by this wreck and say, oh, why'd this have to happen? Sibla and Cragen will close right up to the back bumper, hoping to hang on for a strong finish here, but Charlie Cragen has been putting the pressure on the drivers ahead. Rick Miller, look at Tom Erickson from the back of the field, race fans. Erickson from the back of the field up there in the 36. Green's out, we're racing. Into 1 and 2, and look at Ice pull away. Boys, Timmy hooked up tonight, and he's hooked up at the right time. Postseason racing coming up, and Ice has begun to turn the wick up with this event tonight. Charlie Cragen will resume his battle for 3rd place with Mark Catone. Down the back straight, Tim Ice continues a commanding lead on the rest of this field. Curious of how fast he's going. I got to put a time on him, see just what he's doing. But this car is hooked right now. Battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th are good ones. Watch Tiger Tom Erickson coming up through this field. Ice hanging there in the 18-8 brackets. A good pace in a main event. Here comes Erickson now. He's to the back bumper of Rick Miller's automobile. Remember, Erickson to the back of the field earlier in this event. Miller goes up high. Tom Erickson trying to dive down low. This is the battle for 5th place position. Erickson is a man on the move. Dives to the low side. Out of turn 4. And he makes the move into 5th. Sets his sight. Now Cragen goes to the high side of Mark Catone. That's the battle for 3rd. Cragen makes it into 3rd. Sets his sights on Sibla for 2nd. Erickson crossed up a bit. Has to back off the throttle. Charging Charlie Cragen, making the move, running out of time. Will go to the outside of Sibla's automobile down the front straight. This is a battle for second. The Iceman continues to be the class of this field. Sergeant Charlie Cragen hooked up on that outside down the back straight. Cibula denies him the opportunity in this battle for second place position. This time there are 5 circuits remaining. Here comes Cragen once again down the front straight and denied the opportunity by Cibula. Cragen with the Twin County Chevrolet dealer, Kansas Fire Equipment, Shop and Save 42 machine. Still trying to make those moves. Into turns 3 and 4. Ice continues on the point position. Bob Cibula hanging on to second. Here comes Cragen. He'll try the low side on Zib. They work into turns 1 and 2. Cibula denies him the opportunity. Up high goes Erickson. He has problems. Rick Miller says, I'll go for it, but he dirt tracks the car. Here's his battle for second once again. Cragen tries that low side on Cibula. Cibula gently closes the door in turns 3 and 4 as time is running out in this event. Cragen tries the low side once again down the front straightaway. Ice on the back straight in command. Here's a serious bid for second. Cibula and Cragen down the back straight, battling for second place position, and Cibula denies the opportunity to Cragen. Tim Ice, 2 laps to go, and here's his battle for second down the front straight. Bob Cibula hangs on to it. Cragen will try up high. Cibula right there denies the opportunity. You look at Erickson. Erickson goes to the high side of Marcatone's automobile. Everybody closing up in second through 5th. Ice will take the white flag. Can hardly believe it. I may get a checker. Down the front straight, the battle for second. Cragen to the low side of Cibula. Cibula is able to close the door once again. Cibula fades up high. Here comes Cragen. The battle for second, a good one. Down the back straight, and Cibula denies it. Our attention in turn 4. Here comes Ice. He'll pick up the checker, his first in 93. Here's a battle for second, and it's Cibula hangs on to it.